Well, I'm back here at the bench again, and when we were at the Ottawa Model Car Show a few weeks back, I only bought one kit, the Lindberg Little Red Wagon, and I built this one a few years ago as the Little Red Wagon. It was molded in white. This one I see is molded in red, and I'm going to try and do this just as the stock wagon, like a work truck, maybe a little bit weathered and rusty, and hoping all the pieces are there. This is the engine from my other kit, my first kit I did. That's the stock engine that came with the kit, molded in white. So got options there. So I think I'll try working on this one next and see what I can come up with. So here's what's in the box, and I'm going to be doing the stock version. There's the part of half of the instructions there, and then the carries on if you want to do the race version. I've got a bag of tires, 2 slicks and 5 narrow tires. You've got the windows and glass here, wheel backs, the part of the frame and drivetrain here, more wheel backs, I guess wheel rings, engine parts, the chassis, the van body, tailgates, bumpers, grille, engine chrome parts, doors. The doors are fun. Seats, interior door panels, more tailgate, and frame, suspension, springs, seat backs. And there'll be lots of leftover parts, I guess. So we'll begin with that. Well, I'm back again with an update, a progress report on my Little Red Wagon build, and because I'm going to be doing this as the daily driver and not the race car, it's going to be rusted and weathered. So I've begun the assembly process. I've got the seats together. I've got the stock engine mostly put together. I guess just have to put the exhaust extensions on and the air cleaner. And the tires are ready to go. And I've got the most of the parts here on the chassis. I've got this frame here. I've got the gas tank, rear axles, and front axles here, and springs attached. I've got these 4 attaching points here just done with white glue. I'm going to spray the whole thing with red oxide primer, and then I'll take the frame off here and paint it black and do the inside gray red oxide primer as well, and do the wheels with the red oxide primer, and then I'll put the color coat on over that, and then do some weathering, probably some salt technique or something like that to have some rusting and weathering. So I'll be getting that out in paint. It's kind of cold here today. It's only 8 degrees centigrade right now. It's a high of 12 coming up, but the weekend is coming up. It's supposed to be a little warmer. I'll get out in the garage, and for something like this, I'll just spray it with the Rust-Oleum 2X black or gray primer, or the Krylon. I have Krylon red oxide primer, and then I'll put the color coats and weathering on over that. We had a nice warm day here on Saturday, so I got the Krylon red oxide primer out and aerosol. I sprayed everything here with that. I covered up the whole, pretty much the whole model, back wheels and wheel backs, tailgate, doors, the chassis and the frame here. I just have that white glued together just to hold it in place so that the glue points would stay clear. And what I think I'm going to do next is I'll pull this frame, the frame here off, and maybe paint it black, spray it with some black primer, and then I can detail paint it up and start weathering it. Maybe spray it with hairspray, or put some salt on it there and give it a nice rusty and weathered look. I'm back in the paint booth, and I've taken some of this Craftsmart Vanilla. It's a few years old. I find these shades of white and vanilla and different shades of white get chalky and thick over time, but I managed to thin it a little bit with some windshield washer fluid, and taped off the side panels of the van here. And I've got that airbrushed on, a couple of coats. and I'll tape that over, and then I'll put, I think I'm going to use like a turquoise over the rest of the body. I have that over there, deco art. I'll show that in the next video when I get back to the paint booth after this. I'm back in the paint booth, and I've just finished airbrushing this deco art tropical blue over the body, the interior, door panels and that, and the chassis. A little bit of overspray on the bottom, and it dries pretty quick. It's drying flat, so I'll seal that up a little later. Everything's just sitting in place. I painted it first with this chassis part inside the body, and then I popped it out to do the inside here and inside the cab. So I seal that up now, and I've taken off the tape and brushed off the salt. I'll start the assembly process and do the interior first, and then start attaching things together. So it's going along well so far. So I'm back here with a bit of a progress report. I've got the engine glued into the frame here with the radiator and the rad hose. I've got the bumpers done. I wanted to get a little bit of rusting on them. I just took a bit of a small piece of sponge with some brick red and some orange, dabbed it on there, front and back bumpers, just to get them a little weathered. Got the tires on the rims and the hubcaps on, weathered them up a little bit also. I've just pressed the chassis into the body here. It's in loose. I decided to put the doghouse, what they call the doghouse here, and glue it in. So there won't be a hole in the floor there where the engine goes through, so you won't see the engine at all on the top there. Next part is to get the doors on. I have to put the door halves together here, and get the hinges on. I get the hinges in here, and then that's a little tricky. It's coming along pretty well though. Start putting the chassis and the frame and body together, and then I can get the steering wheel in place and work on the hinges. So stay tuned, we're getting near the finish line. I'm back again with a bit of a progress report. I've got the seats in, I've got this glued in here, the engine cover onto the chassis. I've got the frame and the chassis glued together. Next step is to put the body on. I've got my other build I did a few years ago. I've got it out, it's still looking pretty nice. To see how the doors went on. I've got the door halves put together and just ready to put the hinges in, attach the hinges here and here, and then that'll hopefully snap into place. It's a nice snug fit for the doors, so even if the hinges don't work, I can always wedge the doors or glue the doors shut. Weathered them up a little bit there, and I think I'll put those on after I get the body on the chassis here, because there's a lot of bending and twisting and shoving and that. Well, I'm putting the finishing touches on this build. I've got the door handles and the mirror on the driver's door here and on the passenger side. I've brushed some Testors dull coat over them just to dull the chrome down, make it look more like aluminum. I've also found some thin clear sheet styrene that used for windshields. So I've cut that out to make the side vent windows, and on the passenger side I have a little piece here showing the windows partly closed, partly open. And I've taken a paper template here and drawn it on the windshield and copied it onto some tape, some frog tape, and I've just taped that on there lightly, and I'm going to take a toothbrush with some maybe a couple of different colors of craft paint. I have the gold and brown and maybe a lighter shade. I'll just put that on the tip of a toothbrush and just flick it on there on the windows to add a little mud and splatter, and then pull the tape off. What I might do is put a few streaks on there just to show the wipers going across where they get old, and streak the window a bit. So stay tuned, and I'll have some pictures at the end. So I built the Little Red Wagon kit a few years ago, and while I was building it, I thought, oh, if I ever get a chance, I'd buy another kit and build it a little bit weathered, like a work truck. So here we are, kind of a before and after, the Little Red Wagon, and the same thing as the work truck. Got a few details in the back here to make it look used. Both came out pretty nice. So I'm really pleased with this kit, the way it turned out. It's a little finicky with the doors, but this one here, I got the doors, the hinges on working really nice. The other one, I was a little more trouble the first time putting the doors on, so they're a little bit more fragile. The red one there. So, but they both look good, all cleaned up, and glad to have them on my shelf. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned. There's a slideshow at the end.